If you've recently applied for funding and either got denied or got approved for a very small limit compared to what you want, I'm here to let you know that that wasn't coincidence, it's confirmation. And the confirmation is this: in the year 2026, the funding landscape has completely changed. And in this video, I'm gonna educate you on the old way of getting access to funding that most people are still doing in 2026, what's caused a shift in the funding landscape, and how you can hedge against it to make sure you're putting you and your business in the position it needs to be in to get access to funding. Let's begin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, very excited to make this video here today because I pride myself as an authority figure in the space to make sure that I'm always putting you all in the best position possible to secure whatever funding or financing you need for you and for your business. Right now, there's a shift that is taking place within the funding landscape that some people are talking about, most people aren't, and it's extremely important I break down what that is and what it looks like in this video. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and do just that. Let's talk about the old way that individuals used to go out and get access to capital, right? How they would position themselves. So the old way was very cut and dry. You always wanted to make sure that you had a good personal credit report. And what did that look like? Well, that looked like making sure that you had good comparable credit, so 7K plus limits on all cards. It looked like low inquiry count. It looked like, good credit history, 2+ years of age, right? And all that jazz. You also wanted to make sure that your business was properly structured, right? Making sure that you had your LLC, EIN, operating agreement, and everything in between. And once you had these things in position, obviously there's a little bit more to business structure, but I'm not gonna spend too much time breaking that down in this video. Once you had these things in place, now it's time for you as the borrower and your business to go to Le Bank and get your 50,000, 75,000, my handwriting is not cooperating today, or the 100,000 that you were looking for. What most people used to do is get their personal credit right, get their business structure right, take them and their business together, and then head over here to the bank to get access to financing. Now, typically what banks did most people, and still are most people usually going to? It's typically the big dogs. We got Chase, we got Bank of America, right? We got Wells Fargo. So these are the big dogs that everybody, doesn't matter if you live in Illinois, Texas, Colorado, Nevada, you have access to one of these lenders on paper, and this is where most people will go for financing, right? And this was the tried and true way that you would go and get your $50,000 to $150,000 in capital, whether it was through business credit cards or business lines of credit. This was all reliable. You could swear by this. However, what most people are not talking about is that there's a shift that's been taking place that I want to break down to you guys. And there's a cycle that's taking place. And here's what's happened. In the funding landscape, there has been an uptick in content creation, right? So people are going to, I'm gonna try and make a logo for it. People are going to Instagram and people are going to platforms like what you guys are watching this video on right now on YouTube. And there's been an uptick in content that says a lot of things like this: how to get 50K no doc, how to get 100K with bad credit. And more marketers have been putting this kind of content out, has been putting up more and more of this content out, and there's been an uptick of it across the board. People with funding companies, people who are looking to start funding, people who are straight up just influencers and are just building for engagement, creating a lot of content around how do you get 50K no docs, how do you get 100K bad credit. And on the front end, it seems harmless, but on the back end, what happens is now, as most of this content starts to get created and there's an uptick of it, as more of this content starts to get creative, you have more and more individuals who are going out and running the play. I want 50K, I want 100K. I don't even have a business for real. I'm gonna just go ahead and make an LLC based off of what I learned on YouTube University. And we gonna go ahead, we gonna run the play because I want 50K, because a lot of the individuals who are watching this are either miseducated or unqualified to handle that kind of funding and financing. And as a result, what happens? You now have a lot of these individuals who go to Chase, BOA, Wells Fargo, and because they're miseducated on everything that goes around the funding, making sure their business is properly structured, making sure they have a business plan, making sure they have a plan for the funding, making sure they're even in position to get approved for the financing. They go out and they apply for business credit cards and all these different credit products that they're not properly positioned for. And what happens with these lenders is two things. With these people, it either causes an uptick in apps that are getting denied, or some of these people are actually getting approved, but they are defaulting, because most of these individuals are getting the money first and then asking questions after. So there's an uptick of content that's being put into the marketplace that's causing an uptick of individuals who are either miseducated or unqualified for the funding. They're going to these same lenders that everyone else is going to, causing an uptick in applications being denied or approvals getting defaulted. And what's happening as a result of this? and this is by way of the conversations that I'm having with relationship managers. These same banks are saying, okay, before, in order for you to get a proof of funding, this is the bank, by the way, before, in order for you to get a proof of funding, everything was 1, 2, 3, and then you get the money. Now, nah. We're moving the goalposts. We need more documentation. Applications are gonna take longer because underwriters are looking twice as hard and ultimately giving you half as much. We are going to make it more difficult for you guys to get a proof of funding, even if you're properly positioned. Why? Because we need to hedge and protect ourselves against what's happening here and what's happening here. Because like I say in it feels like every gosh darn video, banks want to give money, but they want to do so with the lowest level of risk possible. And when you have these individuals that are going haywire, applying for money that they're not properly positioned for, then these individuals, they're not going to stop offering these business credit products. They're just going to do what they need to do now to protect themselves, which is once again moving the goalposts and making things more difficult. So once upon a time, when you could close your eyes with an LLC and a post, boom, get you a nice little 50K. Now, there's a lot more structure, strategy, and positioning that needs to go into this. How does this plus this now affect this? How do we as individuals, if you're watching this video and you're somebody that actually wants to learn the strategy and understand what goes into properly positioning yourself for financing, what's the new way that we need to go ahead and make sure we're still able to get the financing our business needs? Now, before I explain the new way, I want to take a quick break to explain to you guys that if you're watching this video and you are looking to fund your business and you don't want to do it yourself, you want to have a team of professionals like my company do it for you, the link is going to be in the description below, where you can learn more about our funding program by booking a free call to see how we can analyze your business through the same lens that the underwriters do to create a custom funding strategy that's going to put you and your business in position to get the funding that it needs. So if you're interested in learning more, the link for that is going to be in the description below. Back to this video. The new way is simple. The number one funding gem that everyone needs to learn about in the year 2026, watch this word, y'all, regional banks. The ultimate, this is supposed to be a diamond, the ultimate funding gem in 2026. I don't know what that is, but it's supposed to be a diamond. Why is this the ultimate funding gem in 2026? The reason why regional banks are the ultimate funding gem in 2026, and I'm gonna take a second to explain this before I kind of like scribble it down. The uptick in information that's happening right now on social media is primarily in the goalpost being moved is primarily affecting larger lenders. Why? Because there's a chase on every corner in every city, in every state and zip code. There's a Wells Fargo and a Bank of America. These are the largest banks in the world. So of course they're gonna be available all across the country. Where regional banks allow you to essentially hedge against a lot of the information like this that's getting put into the marketplace is that regional banks are usually the last ones to get affected by things like this. Why? Well, let's say, for an example, you have Dallas Regional Bank. While everybody else is going to chase to try and run the play, Dallas Regional Bank is only available to people in Texas. So there's a smaller pool of individuals here coming to this bank here to try and do this here. And as a result, you now have the upper hand because if you live in a Dallas, Texas, if you live in a Chicago, Illinois, if you live in Florida, there are banks that are only available to individuals that live in your backyard that put you in a much better position to go out and get the approvals that you're looking for versus trying to compete with these individuals who are going to these banks here. You can let me know in the comments if you're following along with me. While you're essentially competing against established business owners, unestablished business owners, people who are miseducated and unqualified here, the pool of individuals that you're competing with here at Dallas Regional Bank is a lot smaller. So now you actually give yourself not only a competitive advantage, but you also hedge against misinfo on social. Because once again, the bigger banks are usually the ones to get hit first when it comes to a lot of what's happening here than the regional banks are. So the new way to position yourself to go out and maximize your funding approvals is not, I'm not saying you can't try to go and get funded from larger lenders, but I would strongly advise everybody who's watching to start prioritizing regional lenders. What are the banks? What are the credit unions? We talked about banks, but what are the banks and credit unions in your backyard that nobody else has access to except for people in your city or state? And here's the thing, even before a lot of this was happening that most people don't talk about, these banks and credit unions are known to have more lenient underwriting. What that means for you is you're more likely to be able to go out and get $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 approvals from these lenders than you probably would be, especially if you're just starting out with a Chase, with a Bank of America or a Wells Fargo. So prioritizing these smaller lenders that are in your backyard, it doesn't matter if you're in Missouri, Cali, New York, Michigan, Seattle, wherever it may be, before you go out and start applying for funding here is going to be super important. important. Now, how do we put ourselves in position to not only work with these lenders, but get approved? It starts with the number one thing I talk about, building relationship, y'all. The cheat code is this. Step number one, you want to find 2 to 3 lenders regional to your city or state. That's the first step. The second step, after you find them, you only need 2 to 3. The average person that's watching this does not need more than $50,000 in funding for whatever it is you're trying to do. You only need 2 to 3 lenders to get that and then some. Once you find them, you want to open biz checkings plus savings with these banks. Why? To build the relationship, y'all. From there, once you build that relationship, now it puts you in a much sweeter position for you to be able to go out and apply for the funding that you're looking for. Apply and look into line of credit products, business credit products, right? Term loans if your business has the finances to be able to put you in position to go out and get it. But in 2026, it's not that you have to completely abandon Chase and Bank of America, but do not put all your chips in on one bet and saying, I got to get the 50K from Chase and Wells. Start trying to find banks that are specific to the city that you're based in if you want to maximize your approval odds and put you in your position in a better spot to go out and get access to the financing that you need. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all for this video. As always, my name is Marvin Francois. And if you haven't already, once again, the link for you to learn more about how you can work with me and my team to go out and help you get access to funding is going to be in the description below. And until next time, peace.